Welcome to the beautiful video, not an interesting video, not an exciting video, but a beautiful video. I should have wore a different color shirt, t-shirt, or probably red color. I don't wear red colors. I used to, not anymore. Probably black is great for the moment. Anyway, we are going to talk about 7 beauties of introvert entrepreneurship. This video can be found on internet anywhere from so many people, like what are the cool things about introvert entrepreneurship, anything like that. This is my perspective, this is my voice. I kind of jotted down 7 beauties of introvert entrepreneurship, which is going to be so beautiful from my perspective, from my idea, from my experience. Thank you so much for making to this video and all the way listening to like for last 42 seconds, 43 seconds, 44 seconds, 45 seconds, 46 seconds, 47 seconds. You're still here. Thank you so much for making it to this point in time. We are going to dive down into 7 things. Why do I call it 7 beauties of entrepreneurship, introvert entrepreneurship? Because of so many reasons. That being said, welcome, and we are diving down deep into 7 beauties. Starting off with first one, beauty 1. The thing that I've learned and experienced in this journey is beauty number 1, learning. I am always learning. The thing about entrepreneurship is, this was my mentor, one of the mentors saying, okay, you go for a job 9 to 5 and then the job's done, you are done. It's like that. But when you become an entrepreneur, what happens is you are living, breathing, eating, smelling, sleeping, doing anything. You are a 24/7 entrepreneur. This thing stuck with me for a long time. I was not able to understand it until when I started to experience this. It's an experienced feeling. It's not, I cannot teach you that, but then it's like an experience. So when you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, over a period of time, you will understand. You think about things, you think about, okay, how can that idea will be applicable to this business? That person is using a very cool vocabulary. How can I incorporate this? He's so fluent in doing the tactical part of it. I might want to hire him, or I might want to learn from him. So the beauty number 1 is learning. You are always in the motion of learning. You are 24/7. You watch a movie, you learn. You watch a song, you learn. This is literally one sentence that I've picked up from a song. I don't even know what song that was. When I was listening to that song, the sentence was, maybe I am already there. Maybe I'm already there. I was like, you don't have to work. There's a huge vision that you've got. This is a huge thing that you've got, but then maybe I'm already there. Success is the progress, not the destination. $1 million looks exciting. You want to go there, but then what's happening is, anyways, that's not the topic we're talking about. We are always learning. And when I'm watching movies, I take notes. When I'm watching series, I take notes. Bulb on moments, I'm traveling, the things happening. The other day, I was recording this video. Not the other day, I was just recording that video just before this one. Two criteria to know while designing your online courses. Why should I lie to you? Anyways, I'm just recording that course, that video just right before this, like 4 minutes back. I was recording that one. It's like, when I was coming back from IKEA, I was like, okay, my it's just working. Because the core is here, and you always want to see things from this. Like, if you're learning something from this video, how can I incorporate that into my learning? How can he say something or he say something? How can I start incorporating those things? So that's like, you are always learning. That's the one of the greatest beauties. When you stop learning, you're done. And when you take everything as a learning thing. Okay, I'm going to learn something from this. You get angry, you learn something out of it. You get overwhelmed, you learn something out of it. You get so angry, you just want to burst out. Probably you kind of get exploded as well. But then you also learn, okay, that is what triggered me. Okay, next time something like that happens, I've got a counter tactical strategy for it. So everything you're just kind of learning. You're becoming a sponge. I want to learn so many things. You don't say like that, but then you are on the verge. You are always being that learner. Beauty number 2. You are always growing. How do you grow? You don't grow tall, you don't grow fat, or you don't grow lean. It's like, I'm not talking about that physical part of it. When your mindset grows, my mentor Siddharth Rajshekar, he is such a cool guy. When I started off my journey, and couple of months later, when I happened to meet him way back in 2020, I was like, he has got so many courses of weekly courses, so set that I can go from 0 to making 3 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, whatever that is, like this. The biggest obstacle will always be me. You will always be an obstacle. So once upon a time, Once upon a time, way back in 2020, it's so way back, it's like 2022, way back in 2020, when I went to him, it's like, said, like, I feel so guilty of coming and meeting you all the time because you have set the whole system ready to start making money, but I always come with zero results. That was literally what I said to him. And he hold my hand and said, like, a Fazil, do you know the concept? Do you know the example of bamboo tree? It takes 5 years of consistent watering and caring until that seed comes out tearing the ground. It doesn't even come down. I personally plant and monitor rubber plants. It took me like 4 months to even see that thing coming and planting out of the mud because of so many different reasons. But I was so patiently waiting, like, I'm just going to water it, be so consistent with it, just going to take care of it, and one fine day is going to come. What happens is, the thing that I'm connecting beauty number 2 is the growth. It's before an exponential growth, you grow within yourself. You learn things. You digest things. My brother talks about this one thing. It's like you let things get marinated. Once you get an idea, you let things get marinated. I'm not saying no, don't be aggressive. Like, you have to be subtle yet aggressive. But then you have to let them. You're growing every time. Anything that you're doing, you're watching a video, you're reading a book, you're consuming a course, you're watching this video, you're watching a podcast, you're listening to a podcast, whatever you're doing, you're observing, and you're growing within yourself. Before even you make that money, you are growing yourself. You have to know that. If you don't know that, I'm saying you're learning, you're growing, and one time it will come that you start growing in a very great way. That's called exponential growth. Point number 3. Beauty number 3, not point number 3. Beauty number 3 talks about huge visions. हवा महल बनाना है ना, बनाओ. जितने हवा महल बनाना है ना, बनाओ. You know why? Because the more you dream, the more you vision things, you are growing. The more you the more you think about things, the more you start visioning. What happens is you are planning things within yourself. You're creating that world. You're creating that empire. It's within you. You are having that idea. Okay, that is going to get conceptualized like this. It's going to get materialized like this. Great. Do as much as create as many visions as you want to create. What happens is you might not see that tomorrow. You might not see that even day after tomorrow. You might not see even after like 2 months, or maybe for 2 years, maybe for 4 years. You might not see that. I decided to become a great entrepreneur in the year 2016. 6 years now. Decision was made then. Action has been taken probably for the last 2 years. It's a process that you have to. But the thing is, you have to have huge visions. Like, if you don't have a huge vision, how will you go aim that? If you have something to aim, if you have a goal to, like, I'm going to do that, you'll be so diligent, not even consistent, not even persistent. There's like the smaller versions of diligence. We have to be so diligent, like, I am going to make that come true. One of my dream visions at this point is like, I want to create the fortress. What is fortress? If you're not part of the community called the Academy of Art and Scientists, you better be a part of that community, because we talk about the fortress so many times. I don't know when that's going to conceptualize, but that's an exciting dream project that I'm working on. Planning stage, maybe. We are still in planning. We have not started talking about it, but you'll get to know what that is when you are a part of the community. Point number 4. Beauty number 4. Now, the beauty of entrepreneurship is like, you can be all crazy that you want. You can be all weird that you want. You know why? Because there's no one to judge you. There's no one to critique you. There's no boss. You're your own boss. You want to be crazy. You want to create crazy. I follow this guy on YouTube, Sam Newton. He's like, why do I have a YouTube channel? Is to express myself, is what he said. I think you should go and watch his channel, consume some of his content, because the perspective that he brings to the table is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I think you are not different, you are not unique, you are you. You're bringing you to the table. You're bringing you to entrepreneurship. One of the questions that was asked by one of the members, like quite some time back, she was like, Fazil, I have no coaching experience. How can I fit in the market? I was like, you having zero coaching experience and now you being a coach brings you to the world, you to the industry. You know what's the beauty of it? You want to know what's the beauty of it? The beauty of it is you don't have to relearn coaching, because the online world is way different than the offline world. Online coaching is way different than the offline version. If you have prior coaching experience, you may have to relearn so many things. If you have zero experience of coaching, probably you were just like me, a student and employee who just wants to make money and got into the world of coaching and entrepreneurship like that. You are bringing fresh ideas to the table, fresh new perspectives, your experience. You know what that does? You're already 10 steps ahead than people. I was being copied. I had zero money. I had I had so many people competing me. Why they were competing me? Because I had no idea what I was doing. They had idea what they was doing. So what made me different was the way that I approached to things. The way, because I was so fresh that I was just testing things out. And luckily I was being what? Great at it in a way, from their perspective. And they saw these things, for them it was so new to it, they were experiencing for the first time. It was like, do people even coach, like have moving around hands and jumping around and making people smile? Is this part of the coaching valid as well? Like, how can we get one? Point being, when you come to the world you don't come to the world, when you can be all crazy and weird as much as possible be. Like, you can be all crazy and all weird. That was the point that I was trying to drive in. Beauty number 5, creating jobs. Now this is a big thing. You have an intention of starting a business. When you have an intention of starting off a business, you are already 11.5 minutes into the video. Thank you so much, by the way, of consuming this content all this while. We have got like more 3 points to go, and I really appreciate you watching me, all the craziness and weirdness till this point. I just want to take a moment and thank you. Continue. So you have an intention of starting a business. Point number 1. You have now that intention is being conceptualized. Point number 2, that conceptualizing the concepts and now converted into is being translated into material things. You're creating those courses, you're recording those courses, and that's a business. Business is not small business. It starts small. I don't resonate with like small business. It starts small. Then you grow the business. Then you scale the business. Then you diversify the business. And across the process, you need people with you. You don't go get freelancers. You employ people. Employment is not bad. Probably the companies might be pathetic in nature. The culture may be not very weird in nature, but employment is good. That's what is going to take you to a different level. Your team is going to take you to a different level. You can go this much in whatever you're going, but your team, when you employ people, when you're creating jobs for the people, that's where you're going to grow. I think it's something that I've learned from Alex Hermosi. That's how business is. You want to be successful, think about how businesses grow, how the great corporate companies are. Even that is a business from the perspective of an entrepreneur. Beauties, like you create jobs, it's just a business, and it will grow, it shall grow. Beauty number 6, when you start making money, think about contributions, think about charities, think about starting up a foundation, giving out to people, giving out to the cause that you believe in, because you deep down believe in something. When I did not had money, but what was one intention, what was one thing that was anchoring, one micro anchoring part of it was I wanted to give out charities, because I love giving out charities. That was how I was brought up, and that's a part of my culture. That is that's part of Fuzzle. That's a part of the religion. That's a part of that I follow. Core me. Like, we want to give things out. Since I did not had money, and one of the anchoring things that I kept for myself, I wanted to get retargeted by the charities who are giving charities to people. So if I contribute that one specific platform, they give out charities to the people. So what I wanted to get into the groove of was I wanted to be retargeted by those companies, by those charities, by those foundations. You know why? Because that will give a reason for me to work harder today. Small little micro anchors that can actually help you move forward. So like, that was like, when you have that much, like, okay, I'm making this amount of money, okay, I'm going to give to people who are not privileged than the way I am, because charities can be in the form of money. That's all we know. Charities can be in the form of knowledge. You don't charge for money from people that you want to help who are not as privileged. Charities in the form of resources. In resources, everything comes. This pen comes, the video comes. I can go out and do the labor work for people, help people out. It can be in the form of, it can be found with money. It can be in the form of knowledge. It can be in the form of resources. It can be in the form of anything. Anything that you believe in, anything that you want to follow. point, beauty number 6. Once you have a lot of money, you can do all sorts of things. Beauty number 7. Community goals. Having community goals. Having your tribe goals. You have got a community. You're building an online business. What happens is that one of the beauties, like, you can think collectively. That's your community is like a mastermind. Your community is like, okay, what can we do for the next year? You can think collectively. Okay, what are the problems they're facing, and you can think collectively in a way and go in a direction of where you want to go together, not alone, together with the base of the whole tribe that you're building. That being said, that brings us to the conclusion of 7 beauties. I just brought on 7 beauties that I kind of felt was important at that point in time. Like 1,000 different beauties of entrepreneurship in so many different angles, maybe subtopics and stuff like that. Maybe we'll cover that in a different topic. Thank you so much for making this topic video / podcast and me a part of your day, which was a great day for me. All the best for your day, and thank you so much for making this video the topic, especially the topic of part of your day. There are beauties. Next video that I'm going to record will be the cost of entrepreneurship, because it also comes with a cost. Probably you're not going to watch it next. I'm going to record it next, but you're not going to watch and listen to the next version of it. That being said, thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in an exciting video, the cost of entrepreneurship. Anyways, see you there.
ترجل بصوت وخيل فما لك في الأرض در